conceptual perspective to things. People talk about a desire to be successful, all of the elements.
Wow, another day. Good morning, everybody. It's Dr. Rick Wallace dropping in on you. I am immensely excited about having another opportunity to literally be involved in impacting other people's lives. I want to encourage you that no matter where you're at today, whatever you're going through, that there's a brighter side, that there's something to look forward to, and that you have a say-so in the outcome of your story. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. But before I actually start to talk to you about what I want to talk to you about today, I want to tell you what else I'm excited about. Good morning, Angela. What else I'm excited about? Based on the popular demand and the popular response that we got for the 30-day challenge enrollment, where we're literally working with individuals who have a desire to change something in their lives through a 30-day challenge of creating a new positive habit that's associated with success. And that habit can be anything from waking up earlier, from thinking earlier, from starting a meditation process, or a daily meditation prayer and meditation process, to learning how not to pick up that phone the first thing in the morning, which is a very terrible habit. And I can't even get into right now all of the things that happen when you pick up that phone before you take the time to set your state and your mind for the day. And there's so many other habits that are directly linked to the success of some of the most successful people in the world, and that you can develop a habit a month, a new habit a month. And so what we're doing is we're kicking it off. But we had such a great response to this offer that I made to join in and participate. We had plenty of people enroll. We had people who have been following up since, asking, can they still enroll? And so what I've decided is I'm going to do this every month. I'm going to take 25 people every month, and we're going to attack something that is very important to you in your life, to create a positive and powerful habit that will automatically take over and put you in a better position to achieve that habit. And here's some things that comes with it. Here's the thing that really gets people excited is, like Erica Tolliver, our first platinum package winner, there will be a drawing and lottery at the beginning of every month for the people who have enrolled for that month. They will all be put in a drawing, and I will draw one person who will be awarded a free platinum package. That's 52 sessions, an entire year of working with yours truly, that is valued at $10,500. Normally, there are people who pop on that I'm actually working with, that'll tell you what it's like to work with me. Before we get to that point, you'll know whether I'm the person that you want to work with, and I'll know whether you're the person that I want to work with, and we keep it moving. But you will be able to be put in a drawing, but you will also receive 4 sessions. Each session is valued in and of itself at $350. You'll receive a DISC assessment. You will also receive your own personal plan of how you're going to approach this 30-day package. And then I'm going to work with you throughout the month to ensure that you stick with it, to ensure that any adjustments that need to be made are made. And all of this for $99.95. It's by far the best that I've ever done to be inclusive. I'm always looking for ways to get to work with people who can't normally, for whatever reason, afford to work with me, or people who may be a little skeptical about spending so much. Now's a chance to see what the big hoopla is about and why people do pay what they pay to work with people who are qualified and committed to helping them change their lives. And so now here's the thing. I'm only accepting 25 people because it's very time consuming and I have so much going on. And at the rate that I'm offering, I can only do this for a certain amount of people. So I'm offering this to the first 25 who sign up for the month of April. Actually, there are a couple of spots still available for the month of March. But those who are ready to sign up, because I'm only taking 25 people, because that's the max of what I can do. If I find another way to do it, I'll increase it. But right now, that's the max of what I can do. The first 25 who, the information is in the description box. Send an email or text me at the number you see, or send an email. Emails are better. Send me an email. I'll get you what you need to do to pay the enrollment fee of $99.95. You're automatically at that time entered into the drawing. We will set up an initial consultation where we will go over what your desires are, what you want to change, how you want to change it, and we'll come up with what we want, the habit we want to create. And a lot of times it's about starting your day. You win the first hour, you win the day. Sometimes it's about our thinking. Sometimes it's about the self-talk. Sometimes it's about the time we spend around other people, what we're doing with our time. But I can tell you that there's so much that you can do right now that will put you in the on the right path to changing your life. But it's up to you. So that's what I want to share with you. There's some other resources out there too. And as a matter of fact, what I've made up in my mind, if you purchase a resource from the Visionetics Institute, any of the resources there, if you go to the site and buy any of the resources, that is $100 or more, you'll be placed in the drawing as well. And I think I'm going to double draw so that it doesn't interfere or lower the odds for the people who are signing up for the 30-day challenge. So I may be pulling two. I'll let you know something on that. But what I want to do is I want to focus on the people who want to get in and do something. 30 days to see a distinct difference in your behavior and your performance, in the way you see life, in the way you experience life, and the way you perform in life. It can happen. And I want you to be a part of that. And for $99.95 to get 4 sessions, to get a DISC assessment, to get your own personal plan, and be placed in a drawing for a platinum package, which is 52 sessions valued at $10,500. I think that is about as good as I can do it. I'm excited about it. I'm really excited. I've already consulted all but one of the people who have signed up for this month. Everybody's set. We started today. I'm getting the other person taken care of tomorrow and on the way. I've got a couple of more spots I can take within the next couple of days if you're ready. But I want you to take advantage of this while it's there, because I don't know how rapidly these spots will go. I've got 25. That said, that's done. That's out of the way. Now on to today. There is an erroneous idea floating around, and it governs the behavior of the masses, with an exception of the elite performers in the world. And that is, the thing to do and to be is to be normal, to be in the group with average. And so when people are the odd person out, they feel uncomfortable. When people don't feel like they fit in, they feel uncomfortable. When people know that there's something different about themselves, they find ways to appear as if they are like everybody else. I'm calling it faking to fit in. Here's the problem. There's no greatness when you fake to fit in. There's a greatness in your uniqueness. There is something specific and special about who you are as an individual that's tied to your uniqueness. You don't find your greatness in your commonality with everyone else. You find your extraordinary potential in how you differ. Sometimes it's different in your gifting. Sometimes it's differing in your circumstances. I found people who have found unbelievable gifts and voices in some of the darkest places. I know people who are now speaking on an international stage because they found themselves in their voice, because they were carrying a stigmatized condition called HIV. I've met them, I've talked to them, I've seen them. They've inspired me because they decided to stop pretending and faking to fit in and embrace who they were, and to use that and to find their voice. Let me tell you something. There's something awesome about when you stop faking to fit in and you search and discover yourself and you find your voice, because it's your voice that will touch the lives of others. It's your voice that will give hope to other people. It's your voice that will make people want to raise up and look at life differently. Your responsibility in this world is not self-fulfilling. That comes naturally when you serve. Your responsibility is to leave this place a better place than you found it. And you can't do that by faking to fit in. You got to be willing to step outside of the comfort zone that you think you've created by pretending to be like everybody else. And you got to be willing to examine yourself and look at the differences and the uniqueness of who you are as a person, as an individual, and as a potential impactor and influencer in the world. And you got to say, I can't be all of this, being over here pretending to be this. I've got to be who I am. And when you find out who you are, the next step is to find your community. What do I mean by that? See, we are born with an inherited circle: parents, siblings, classmates, and we don't really get to pick them. They are there when we get here, and they are a part of the natural progression of our environment. We get our peers in school because they live in the same community that our parents, the pretty much the apex of our circle in which they live. So we kind of inherit them. We don't really get to choose. Now, we can choose who we socialize with within that environment, but we don't get to choose who operates in our circle. But the beautiful thing about life is, as we progress and we get to discover who we are, and we get to make decisions about where we're going in our lives and how we're going to go and what we're going to do, something awesome takes place. We get to start to adjust at our will who's in our immediate periphery, who is in our circle. And we get to choose people who will fan our flames, choose people who will look inside of us and see the potential, choose people who inspire us and challenge us and hold us accountable. We get to put people around us that, by the very nature of their being there, drives us to something greater. You got to find your community. See, your community are the ones who will love you for the good in you, but also accept the horrible part of you that nobody else wants to deal with. See, if we're honest with ourselves, no matter how good we are, there's a dark side. There's a part of us that needs improvement. There's a part of us that needs to grow. There's a part of us that needs to rise up and become a little better. When you find the right people, the right community, the right people that fits in your circle, they'll know the dark side of you that nobody else knows, and they'll love you anyway. And when you got people like that in your circle, when you got people who know the dark side of you but love you anyway, you got somebody that's going to say, hey, you can be better than that. You can be stronger than that. You can be wiser than that. You don't have to keep making those. You'll find somebody that won't judge you but challenge you. You'll find somebody that, when you are feeling down and defeated, will speak power and positivity in your life. That's when you find your community. See, you got to find the ones who are believing what you believe and heading where you're heading and trusting what you're trusting and reaching for what you're reaching for. I was telling some of the people I was consulting this week, hey, sometimes it won't be the family. You were born into the family, and you can love your family, but your family will not always be the center of your circle. In fact, most of the time, your family is still caught up in family things, family and generational curses, family and generational traditions, family and generational beliefs and ideas about what is. And they will spend a great deal of their time trying to keep you inside of the tradition of what has become normal for them. If you are aspiring for something greater, they can't understand it, and it will upset them and frustrate them, and they will feel like you are belittling them and you're thinking you're better than them, and they will do everything in their power to reel you back in and put you back inside of the box of family tradition. Sometimes you got to escape that and find your own circle, your community. So what you do, you stop faking it to fit in. Then you discover who you are. Truly who you are, not what other people think you should be, not what you think other people should think you should be, but who you are truly designed to be. When you find it, you'll discover your purpose. And I tell people, purpose is so powerful that it'll explain your pain. And then what happens after you stop faking it and you discover yourself? Then you find your voice. And when you find your voice, you speak boldly and unapologetically from a place that your experiences have given you. See, those people that I got the chance to meet who became great inspirational influencers around the world because they decided to stop faking it and started to accept the fact that they were HIV positive and believe that they can actually impact the world by educating people and showing them how, first of all, to be more safe and not become infected, but second of all, to learn how that it's not a death sentence and that you can live with it, but inspiring people that aren't even at risk or not even infected, just inspire them. Look, if I can do this, then guess what you can do? But they had to discover themselves. They had to find their voice. When you find your voice, people who need to hear you will listen. Not everybody's going to listen to you because not everybody can feel where you're at. Not everybody needs to hear what you have to say. Not everybody will be comfortable with you stepping out in the boldness that you're operating in because everybody wants you to sit back and play small so they can feel comfortable. You are going to have to understand that in order to truly be who you want to be, you're going to have a voice. But you got to stop faking it to fit in. Stop trying to be what you think somebody else wants you to be. You have a design. The designer, God, the Most High, has given you something so unique that it stands out. Don't be afraid to stand out. Don't be afraid to be the odd one out, because if you look at the people around the world who are really truly doing things, they're the odd ones out. They don't fit in. They don't march to the beat of the drum of everyone else. They found that they can operate in their gift, their God-given gift, their God-given talent, their God-given purpose. And in doing so, they're inspiring and touching others. They're serving their purpose and in a sense, serving God. As I shut this down, I want to encourage you. It's uncomfortable. It's naturally uncomfortable because we live in a society that promotes commonality. We live in a society that promotes universality. We live in a society that promotes standardization. So everybody behaves like everybody. Everybody talks like everybody. Everybody lives where everybody in the same form and fashion and shape as everybody else. Nobody is standing in their own self and identity anymore. Everybody's trying to fit in. There's nothing to celebrate about fitting in. There's a beautiful thing in being who you are designed to be. That's what I'm challenging you to do today. Stop faking to fit in. Stop trying to be like the next person. Let them be who they are. Find yourself. Then find your community. Then find that unbelievably powerful voice that will inspire. And it's all progression. It's all growth. It's all powerful. God didn't design you for mediocrity. God didn't design you to be average. There's greatness in your DNA, but it's not going to be found being someone else. That's your challenge. Look, I'm going to get out of here. Got a lot to get done still this morning. The wife and I are heading to the gym in less than an hour. And so I got to get some things done before we go, but I'll definitely be back later on to talk about some other things. Don't forget, now is the time to sign up and enroll in that 30-day challenge for April. Have your name entered into that drawing. We're only accepting 25 people for April. I think we have maybe 1 or 2 slots left for March. If you get signed up right away. If not, definitely sign up for April, because when we hit 25, we're cutting it off. Once we hit 25, we're also going to do the drawing. So get signed up. Again, I always tell you this. I wake up every morning with one thing on my mind, and that's living my life on full. That's being passionate about everything I do. That's taking on life no matter where I'm at and what's going on. and declaring that I'm going to be an impact in the lives of people outside of myself. And I live my life on full. Why? Because I intend to die on E. I'm not taking anything with me. I'm going to leave it all here. I'm going to give it everything I got every day. I challenge you to do the same thing. Write your legacy. Live a life that outlives you. On that note, I'm checking out of here. You guys have an unbelievable day. Peace.
Here I come, ready or not. Frank Ocean made this record hot.
From a conceptual
sounded better than Jay.
perspective, people talk
Real
about
talk,
it as
I ain't throwing
success.
shots. Careful who you